In the next scene, Liang is seen showing Xie Erling a special tree, the one where the names of his ancestors are carved along with the names of himself and his brother. Seng Tong tells Xiao, "I brought her here so that you could train her to fight." But Xiao immediately refuses, saying, "I can't do that. I was the one who saved her from the zombies, and it was me who sent her back to the human world. That's why I can't be the one to train her now. If you want her to get trained, then send her to Dead Island." Seng Tong replies, "I can't send her there." Xiao smirks and says, "Makes sense, since they train children there, not old ladies like her who are already 56. Xie Erling overhears this and instantly reacts, "Hey, speak for yourself, old man. I'm still beautiful," and that's how their silly argument begins. Seng Tong stands awkwardly, unsure what to say, but then finally speaks to Xiao, "You'll have to keep her here for now, even if you don't train her, because the kingdom organization from the human world is after her." Hearing this, both Liang and Xiao are completely shocked. Seng Tong continues, "Recently, evil spirits have been increasing rapidly on Rakshasa Street, and the kingdom organization is behind this as well. Even the constables are trying to figure out who the real owner is behind that organization, and all of this is affecting the balance in the street world." Xiao, without hesitation, says, "No matter what happens in the street world, I'm the general of Rakshasa Street, and my duty is to protect this place. Also, I don't need to become her servant." On hearing this, Xie Erling gets irritated and shouts, "Servant? What nonsense! I never make anyone my servant. I can do all the work myself, from washing clothes to cooking food." Xiao laughs and says, "Oh really? You can cook and do laundry? Then you might actually be quite useful for us." In the very next scene, we see that she ends up becoming the housemaid. Xiao is enjoying his full-on boss moment, assigning her all the household chores. She keeps doing the work, and Liang, watching this, tells his brother, "You should stop. This isn't right," but Xiao doesn't listen because he's having too much fun watching her struggle. Then Xiao hands her his scooter keys and says, "From tomorrow, you'll also have to go to the human world for deliveries." Liang tries to stop him again, "We can't do this to her. The human world is dangerous for her." But Xiao bluntly responds, "That's not my concern. She can't survive here living off our money, especially when she barely works and eats so much. I can't afford to support her, so she'll have to earn her stay by working." This finally pushes Xie Erling over the edge. Angry, she shouts, "Enough. Do you think I'm your servant? I'll pay rent if I have to stay here." Xiao looks stunned and asks, "You'll pay rent? Well, living here is expensive." Xie Erling asks, "What do you mean expensive? How much?" Xiao and Liang discuss privately, and Xiao says, 100 yen. Xie Erling casually throws 200 yen at him and says, "Here, take it and be happy." And just like that, the tables turn completely. Xie Erling becomes the boss, and Xiao ends up becoming her servant. Now she starts treating him the same way he had treated her earlier. Xiao, completely worn out from doing all the chores, looks exhausted. Meanwhile, Liang turns to his brother and says, "The kingdom organization must already know that Xie Erling is here on Rakshasa Street." But still, Liang asks, "Why haven't they done anything yet if they're after her?" To this, Xiao replies, "The border of Rakshasa Street is extremely strong. They can't just cross it so easily." Liang also asks, "But why exactly are they after Xie Erling?" The next day, Xiao brings up the same question to Seng Tong. Seng Tong explains, "The kingdom organization is after Xie Erling's guardian spirit because her spirit has the power to revive the dead." Hearing this, both brothers are absolutely shocked, as this power could potentially bring any dead person back to life. Then in the next scene, we see Liang showing Xie Erling that same tree, the one where the names of his ancestors and also the names of him and his brother are engraved. Seng Tong turns to Xiao and says, "I brought her here so you can train her to fight, and once she gains control over her guardian spirit, you'll be able to use her revive power too." Why exactly Seng Tong said this, we'll come to know later, though I already have an idea. You can tell me what you think in the comments. The next day, Xie Erling is seen calling for Xiao, but he doesn't come. When she looks outside, she sees Xiao standing near the tree. Xiao looks at her and says, "Enough is enough. This game ends now, and your training begins today." Xie Erling is completely stunned to hear this. Then we're taken to Dead Island, a place where children with guardian spirits are trained to become stronger. We see a strict, stern-looking teacher who is teaching the kids how to control both their mind and body. Suddenly, a siren goes off, and everyone learns that Seng Tong has arrived with new children. Hearing this, all the other kids become excited and start betting on who will cry first or who will try to run away first. After dropping the kids off, Seng Tong quietly leaves. Now the teacher welcomes the kids and says, "There are only two reasons you can end up here. Either you've come on the recommendation of a street general, or you're an orphan sent here at the request of a constable." Then we see a mysterious child watching from above, focused specifically on Xiao, who appears to be far more serious than the others. The teacher begins explaining the rules to the kids. "Here, you'll have to work very hard. If your results are good, the constables may choose you to become the general of a street. If you fail, then after turning 18, your memories and powers will be erased, and you'll be sent back to the human world with nothing." Xiao stares angrily at the teacher, clearly frustrated, and suddenly he jumps into the water in an attempt to escape. But the teacher announces, "Oh yes, I forgot to mention, this is a very special place. Any water on this island will automatically drag anyone to the very bottom, no matter how good a swimmer you are." And that's exactly what happens. Xiao is pulled down rapidly by the water, but the teacher eventually rescues him. Soon after, a few boys surround Xiao and start bullying him. "Because of you, we lost our bet," they say, mocking him. Xiao tries to call out Eugene, hoping he'll come out, but he fails to summon him. The kids beat him up and laugh at him cruelly. Dead Island is surrounded by a special kind of barrier that prevents any guardian spirit from being summoned inside. Just then, a silent boy appears. Seeing him, the kids stop hitting Xiao and turn to the silent boy, saying, "What are you doing here? Don't get involved. Your brother isn't here to protect you this time." Just then, we see the silent boy rushing in at full speed toward the group of bullies, and surprisingly, he possesses not one, not two, but three guardian spirits. Seeing this, the boys are completely terrified, because in their world, anyone who has more than one guardian spirit is known as a warrior body, and such people are considered incredibly powerful. This silent boy saves Xiao, but Xiao, still full of attitude, refuses to show any gratitude and says coldly, "I didn't need your help. I could have handled them myself." The boy calmly asks him, "Why are you trying to escape from here anyway?" Meanwhile, we see zombie soldiers still hunting for Liang, but he is still hiding with the girl. The girl is extremely scared, and Liang tries to reassure her, "There's no need to be afraid. So what if my brother isn't here? I'm still with you." As her tears fall, they turn into black smoke. This reveals that the girl could transform into an evil spirit at any moment. Back on the island, the silent boy is now helping Xiao climb to the top and tells him, anyone with more than one guardian spirit is called a warrior body. Xiao wonders if he can achieve this by training, but the boy clarifies, "No, that's not how it works. It's something already embedded in your DNA." Xiao then opens up and confesses, "I accidentally left my younger brother in a very dangerous place. Now, no matter what, I have to save him." Eventually, they reach the top, and the silent boy turns to Xiao and says, "Now jump." Xiao is stunned and yells, "Are you crazy? Are you trying to kill me?" But the boy explains that this place is actually upside down. If someone jumps down from here, they'll actually rise up into the human world. He brought Xiao here because jumping from this spot is the fastest way to reach the real surface of the human world. He warns him further, "That's just what I believe, that the human world lies below us. But there's also a chance you could die during the fall. And if you don't go now and we get caught, you won't get another chance to leave for several years." Xiao knows he must rescue his brother, so without hesitation, he dives into the water. He sinks rapidly, but soon emerges out of the water. He's escaped Dead Island. Back on the island, the assistant teacher reports this to the head teacher, who is left in complete shock, as no one has ever successfully escaped from Dead Island before. Meanwhile, the silent boy has also escaped but whispers to himself, "Master Xiao, I'm sure we'll meet again." Next, we see Xiao standing on a bridge conducting a breathing test on Xie Erling. He's trying to measure how long she can hold her breath. She only lasts 46 seconds and then makes excuses, saying, "I'm a girl. We're not as strong as boys." Xiao disagrees and says, "That's not true. Anyone, through proper training, can hold their breath for 2 to 3 minutes. And if you want to summon your guardian spirit, this is the kind of training you'll have to do." Xie Erling, though exhausted, continues her practice. Xiao begins making her go through all sorts of training exercises, kung fu drills, lifting heavy swords, breaking wooden blocks with her forehead. The intensity wears her out, and she ends up complaining to Liang about his brother. Liang calmly explains, "Even if my brother is a little strict, he's doing all of this for your own good, so you can become strong." Xie Erling sighs and asks, But how is all of this training supposed to actually make me stronger in the end?